Sometimes the moments that challenge us the most define us.
It's the perfect distance to truly test the human physiology, basically because of the amount of sugar we can have in our tanks.
It is a physical challenge. It is also a mental challenge.
He has come to an emotional and physical breakdown at the same time.
So you go through that sort of a mental struggle and physical struggle. And you say, geez, this is really, really hard, you know?
The marathon, I like to say it's almost like life. You're going to hit hiccups and you're going to hit rough periods, but it's about how you handle those and how you come through them.
When you cross that finish line, no matter how slow, no matter how fast, it will change your life forever.
I decided to take on the challenge of the marathon. I think in some ways it was a natural progression. I mean, I had run a half and then was running consistently. I felt the need. I felt like, you know, I'm really a runner now and I can do this.
But I got into running this year, though. Not marathon running. But hey, no more than like 4 miles.
That's where it starts, though.
Oh, on the Chicago Marathon.
Yeah.
You're running.
I'm running. I'm running.
And I've also had friends ask me, you know, well, do you think you're gonna win? And it's kind of like, no, not at all. Not in any way. You know, and I was like, wow, I'm gonna finish and I'm really excited.
The reason that most people run the marathon, I believe, is that it's a challenge for them. And whether it's physical, mental, or both, it's something that helps them in their everyday life.
I just started running last May with a Learn to Run 5K program as a run walker. At one point, I had injured my back and wound up putting on probably about 50 pounds. I ended up just kind of becoming physically someone I didn't recognize anymore. After my marriage came to an end, I guess I just decided that it was time to do something to get back the person that I used to be. So I figured what a great way to do it would be to start running again, or to start running, period.
My name's Daniel Jenga Muturi. I was born in Kenya, and now I'm living in Tokyo. I moved to Japan in 1992 when I was 16 years old. I was in a place called Eldoret in Kenya. That's where a Japanese came and picked me, and he asked me whether I'll join other Japanese to learn together. Nowadays in marathon, now I'm top 10 in the whole world, so I'm very happy.
There are people who are competing in marathons, and there are people who are completing marathons. And the beauty is the sport is big enough to embrace us all.
That's it. On your mark, get set, go! Whoa, look at her go! 10 seconds, 11, 12, 13.
People ask me why I run marathons. I run it for the t-shirt. And they say, what do you mean? And I say, because that's my very subtle way about saying, hey, I did something that I feel that most people can't do.
Come on, keep going. Yeah. 15 seconds.
My first marathon experience, for all practical purposes, I was doing it for becoming age 65. And I think the reason that I wanted to run a second one was I said, gee, I've got to be able to beat my time. So I ran in 2000, and of course I didn't get it right. So I ran again in 2001. And then I said, you know, I've sort of had it. This thing really beats you up, so I'm going to stop for a few years.
She beat you by that much. You know why?
And then I made the mistake of making a public announcement that if I ever could lose 30 pounds, maybe I would run another marathon. And I lost 30 pounds.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
Most people who run a marathon, it changes you somehow. I think it changes us for the positive, for sure.
I can't run that fast. You can't run that fast. You're killing me.
I never thought I could do it. I'm just not built to run a marathon.
You want me to take the stroller? Is it too much for you?
Shut up.
But in grad school, met Colleen. She was running with one of her friends, and we started dating. And we both said to each other, you know what? When we're done with grad school, we should run a marathon.
Because some of these are pretty old.
Some of them are old, and you've got one there from...
Yeah, 02. So these are the ones from Paris. And then these are just random pictures of a couple of different races we ran. I mean, we ran a number of different races when we lived in Amsterdam. And of course, if you notice in this picture, I'm ahead of Ryan.
I think that's the only time, honey.
Yeah. And then this is kind of, Chicago?
This is all Chicago, yeah.
And then there's your Motorola.
Yeah, and there's,
Austin.
That was the most mixed emotions I've ever had after a race, because I was never so happy to have such a great time. I mean, 3:11:21 is a great time, but then I was just completely demoralized because then I missed Boston by literally 22 seconds, I guess. Yeah, that was tough.
My goal this year is to qualify for Boston while running October 9th at the Chicago Marathon.